The less you chase success, the faster it finds you. Sounds impossible? Let me tell you a story. Rio had always been ambitious. From a young age, he believed that success was something that had to be seized, loudly, forcefully, and with undeniable presence. He spoke boldly of his dreams, trained harder than anyone else, and made sure that people knew of his skills. Yet, despite his efforts, true success always seemed just out of reach. One day, frustrated and weary, Rio sought out the legendary Zen master Tenzin. Upon reaching the temple, he bowed before Master Tenzin and said, "Master, I train relentlessly. I take every opportunity. I make sure people recognize my efforts. But I still feel like I am always chasing success rather than achieving it. What am I doing wrong?" Master Tenzin listened patiently, then said, "The loudest person in the room is often the weakest. The strongest? They don't need to say a word." Rio got confused. The master simply stood and gestured for Rio to follow him. The two walked through the monastery's courtyard, where an old carpenter was at work. The man was hunched over a wooden beam, carefully shaping it with slow, deliberate strokes of his chisel. His hands were steady, his focus unwavering. He did not rush, nor did he hesitate. He made no unnecessary movements, spoke no unnecessary words. "What do you see?" Master Tenzin finally asked. Rio furrowed his brow. "A man working." The master nodded. "Watch carefully." Minutes turned into an hour. The carpenter never announced his skill, never sought praise, and yet his work was flawless. Every cut, every sanding motion, every brush of polish added to the perfection of the piece. He was not fast, but he was steady. He did not demand attention, but his craft held it effortlessly. Finally, when his work was done, the carpenter stepped back, ran his fingers along the smooth wood, and gave a small, satisfied nod. He said nothing. He simply admired his work, not with pride, but with quiet understanding. Rio watched, fascinated. "This man has mastered the art of quiet success," Master Tenzin said. "He does not boast, he does not rush, he does not seek recognition. And yet, his success is undeniable. His work speaks for itself. Those who need his skills will come to him, without him ever needing to chase them." Rio felt something shift in him. He had spent his life trying to prove himself, believing success was about being seen, being acknowledged, being celebrated. But here was a man who succeeded by simply being excellent without needing an audience. As they walked back, Master Tenzin stopped beside a tree and placed a hand on its rough bark. "Does this tree announce its growth?" Master asked. Rio shook his head. Then Master said, "A tree never announces that it's growing, yet it grows. It provides shade, bears fruit, and stands taller than everything around it. Not because it seeks attention, but because it simply does what it was meant to do. It does not force its success. It allows success to unfold naturally." Rio lowered his head in thought. For years he had shouted his ambitions, demanding recognition. But true success, he now realized, was like the craftsman and the tree. It was not about chasing, but about mastering. Not about proving, but about becoming. From that day forward, Rio changed his ways. He no longer sought attention or validation. Instead, he poured himself into his craft with quiet dedication. He stopped measuring success by applause and instead focused on the excellence of his work. And in time, the world noticed. Not because he demanded it, but because true mastery needs no introduction. My dear friends, some of the most powerful people in history never announced their greatness. They simply became great. Success is not about proving yourself to the world. It is about quietly mastering your craft. The best craftsmen, the tallest trees, and the wisest monks do not shout for attention. They grow, they refine, and they let their work speak for itself. True success does not need to be loud. It simply exists, and the world takes notice on its own. If you enjoyed this story, consider subscribing for more wisdom and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Let's grow together.